about the train one that goes whoop whoop whoop? What that be?
Hold on.
No, full train whistle. I think there's a 7.
I'm trying to think of like a.
Because I could do that. So if you went do doodle and then I could go a bump bump bump.
Maybe do a bend. Oh, hold on, like this. I can't do on an acoustic as well. That's the thing, playing. You can't bend an acoustic then. Just maybe like bend on the 7th fret of
What note?
Of G 7th fret up to an E. So bend the 7th up to an 8th. It's a tough
We're
bend
in
on
E.
the acoustic. Yeah. So I'm saying bend a D note up to an E. So you get the bluesy 7th going up to an 8th. Yeah, like that. Right, exactly.
I don't. Let me hear you do it.
Oh, I don't know if I can do it on an acoustic maybe.
No, what I want is like you hear it like almost in a country western. It's like
6/#9. This is Mark Knopfler's train code. It's the 6/ I don't know what just happened.
Let me just look it up when we're not all together. I'll take a look at it. It seemed like it might be kind of a cool. Is that the Hendrix chord?
That's the Hendrix chord. That's the sharp.
Oh, perfect. Just do your bass line real quick. No, you keep steady. That's how it could go. I'll do it later, but it could go. Dun, 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 dun. Remember that?
We'll leave it on video.
Remember that. Don't you think that'll work? So just
Yeah, no, I think that's a good
because
idea.
I'll go. Hendrix. Is that a 9? It's just
That's
a regular 9 there, right? And then
Yeah,
just the 7. Yeah. Oh, wow, wow, wow.
Yeah.
We
It'd
need
sound good with it. It'd sound better with an electric
Those
too.
3 notes on the soprano saxophone. Dude. All right, start her out, my friend.
Sure.
If you ever make a plan to head out west, you take my way, but that's the highway that is better. Get your kids on Route 66. Go away. When you were starting earlier, do you have stuff that will follow that a little bit at first?
Yeah.
So
Oh, I have an idea. Yeah. Okay, that's better.
so do you know? So is here on Route 66. From Chicago to I'm sorry. Do it over again.
Okay.
What I was saying is listen to what I'm playing, and just try and play what I'm playing, but not. What would you play over that if you were just trying to accompany it?
What notes that
You did it once earlier. That's why I'm asking.
Right. I feel like we could have a cool
Let's not worry about it then. It's too much detail. Okay, so go ahead. We're going to take it from. It's on Route 66. There you go.
Oh, we're there now. 'Cause I think I have it. 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 'Cause I think I have
this so okay.
Do you, during the very first part, intro to your and your verse, do you want more consistency with that bass line? Because I think you kind of veered off that for a little while. Which everything you're doing is tasteful, but if you want to be that
I'll tell you what I
bass
don't
line
want. I
thing.
don't want it to veer anymore. Like what you did felt to me like we were getting into the comfortable. I know what's going on here thing.
Well, I was wandering around. I was like, that. If you want me to stick to that, I can.
No,
stick
what
to
I'm
that.
saying is that the degree you wandered was about right. I wouldn't want it to swell, if that makes sense.
Okay, then I'll just do exactly
It
that
makes
again.
sense.
And I think what's going to happen if we get you set up, I'm predicting you're going to like playing that on the bass anyhow. That you're
Yeah.
going to have your pedal down. And
Oh, as
that'll-
soon as I start dicking around with that octave, I'll be like, "Oh, this sounds great, you guys! Check it out!" So yeah.
Are you a Jocko fan by any chance?
I haven't. I'm not too. I know obviously who that is, but I'm not familiar with any of his.
I've been. I don't. It's not a movie.
I know. Every time we share Amazon, so every time you see something, it shows up.
So I've listened to like 4 hours of Jaco Pastorius in the last week.
I remember hearing because he's one of the greatest of all time, right?
He
So-
might be. He's in the first ballot Hall of Fame for psychedelic musicians.
Right.
Period.
But
Just
he
period.
died in such a strange way.
He blew up.
Right. He just asked somebody to kick the shit out of him, right? He literally.
I don't know the
provoked him.
details of the end of it, but on top of knowing the story of his death,
Right.
the Radiators told me a story, and Reggie told me, their bass player. He said, I couldn't believe it. Jocko showed up and was going to play. He's like, I handed him my bass. I was so excited to even have him up there with us. We were freaking out. They had the bouncers remove him from the stage.
Oh, he was out of control, huh?
His, if you, do you know who we're talking about very much?
I just know the name because of his collaboration with Joni Mitchell, and because you
Yeah.
talk about him.
Are you a
And
Joni Mitchell
if
fan?
Lee Sklar has a
I would call myself a fan. I mean, she's like awesome. She's
Right,
like
yeah.
out of this world. But
Yeah.
if you think of Lee Sklar as being a unique sounding bass player, right? Multiplied by 170, you can hear it's Jaco Pastorius in 5 seconds when it's right. I mean, you just go, that's him. And in fact, there's a great clip in the movie where Matheny goes, he's trying to be nice because I've heard everybody. I mean, everybody, you know, they're knocking him off and they're knocking him off and they're knocking him off. And I mean, good for them. They should do what they want. But stop already at some point. Nobody could play anything like him. And it's just true. He's Sklarish and thing, all fretless. In fact, he literally went to fretless bass because he went to get his upright bass and it had cracked in the winter. And he went back to his Fender bass and pulled the frets out the same day, according to his story. at
Right.
least.
he was like, was he an addict?
He would show up as he became an addict. No, he was a well-studied, writes music. Is
Happy Fourth.
thank you. Happy
Same
Fourth
to
to you
you.
too.
Is Sammy out of town?
Sammy is up at the lake with his brother for about 4 days.
Okay, we were trying to get a hold of him. We thought that's where it might be.
Yeah,
Perfect weekend for it.
yeah, it looks great. He took a midnight swim last night when they got up there. I was like, good start.
Oh, nice. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. But why I asked is because you said they had to remove him from this. Was he schizophrenic or was he drunk? Or
Throughout his career, he was a stage hog from time to time. Joni Mitchell, there's a clip where Joni Mitchell complains about it, and he was always, they were a little bit afraid of him as a human. You know, he was a great family man. Never played around when he got an opportunity to make records. They weren't bass records. He just made beautiful jazz records that went
Right.
weird, and they weren't all overdrive at all. He could write slow
Right.
music beautifully.
But I remember reading something that he had this really weird habit of going and getting himself like, beat up by people.
Yeah, I think that's part of the story or the legend and
Yeah.
he was a great family man. He had kids at a young age. They talked about it being on the road with tuxedo bands and sending all the money home to his, just being perfect.
Right.
Never going out to the bar, buying peanut butter sandwiches, And then he started walking around and he started introducing himself as Jaco Pastorius, the greatest bass player in the world. He said it over and over again. Over and over again. There's like 4 different people that tell the story of this guy coming up and saying that, and they're going, yeah, right. And he goes, watch. And then they went,
But
right.
Yeah.
I don't think there was much about him. I mean, he was a fucking whack-ass jazz musician.
Right. I mean, there's a couple of those.
You want to restart?
Yeah. The tangent has been captured on film.
It's been on for 10 minutes.
I think there should probably still be enough time if we get a good take. Here.
Okay, so let's take it from the top.
reinforce that.
If you ever make a plan to get out west, you take my way. That's a highway that is best. Get your kids on Route 66. There's lines from Chicago to LA,
Yeah.
more than 2,000 miles all the way. Get your kids on Route 66. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is click the camera and just record that. We're just going to record just that for now. That way, when we want to look for it, it shan't be lost in the half hour.
I think that's a nice cue that you give
Jaco
when you say
Pastorius conversation.
when you say here it is or here it's coming. I think that's
I think
That's
yeah,
a nice-
as I